Hey crafty people, welcome back to my channel, and in case you're new here, I'm Sarah, also known as Craft Nerd because I'm a nerd who loves to craft. I do paper crafting, card making, junk journaling, and mixed media art. Let's get crafting! Welcome to my channel. It is time for week 19 of the Full Deck Challenge 4, which we're doing in 2026, and it's being hosted by Shinuki Art. I'll leave a link to her introductory video in the description box, and the prompts for today are texture overload, orange, one color, frame, stitching, strips, paper weaving, and I think texture overload is going to be the only one that we end up doing because that's the one that's calling to me most. So let's get started. I have already put a layer of dark teal tissue paper onto my card, and I kind of crumpled it up so that we've got our first bit of texture. This is a Crafter's Workshop stencil, and it's I think it's mini organic matter, and it's TCW 564S. And I want to grab my texture paste Twinkle, because after last week's video where I pulled out and played with all of the texture pastes, I'm eager to keep playing with them. So let's pull out, let me get a sticky mat for this. We are just gonna smear some of this all over the piece. Alright, I am gonna go clean the mat and the stencil off because I don't want to gunk everything up. So let's pull that off. And I am okay that it's like splotchy and uneven because we are going for texture overload. So it's just adding more texture. All right, let's see if I can get the dang thing off the sticky mat now. So the problem with stencils that cover a lot of space is getting them off. I'm not touching my metal spatula to the plate. I'm just kind of using it against the card to get it to come loose. All right, I'll be back. Now, ordinarily, I wouldn't pull out my heat tool and dry it because it can bubble up, but since we are going for texture overload, I figure why not? I'm just gonna grab my pick to kind of press on a spot that doesn't have paste to hold it in place. And I'm using the wire rack to lift it up because things dry faster when the heat can circulate around it. I'm getting a little bubbling over here, and I'm okay with that. I'm gonna let the rest of this dry naturally, and then we will come back, and I think I want to add some ink to like darken the areas that doesn't have the paste on it, because the paste should resist, although with the amount of texture I put in, it may not resist as much, but we'll see. So I'll be back once it's fully dry. Okay, so it's mostly dry. There's a little bit still to dry in here, but it's underneath. And I did get some like bubbling that I don't know how well you can see on camera, which kind of interesting. So next step, I want to add some ink on top just to bring out the shape of the stenciling, because the paste should resist it. And I'm just debating what I want to use for doing that. I think I'm going to bring in some Villainous Potion Distress Crayon. See, I'm just kind of smearing it around everywhere. Now I'm going to come in and kind of rub it off and onto. I'm not getting as much into the areas between as on top. Let's I'm like, I want this spot, the spot between. I think I need to use a brush. I just don't have that many of these brushes, and so I don't have a clean one for this color, so we'll go with this one that's got some brown on it. I think it'll do a better job of getting it down into the areas that I'm trying to get it into. Do a damp paper towel bit. Oops. Oops. If you are pointing the sprayer at the paper towel, and just lift it up off of the paste. I like that. I can see the shape a little bit better than I could before. We are definitely going for, what is it? Texture overload on this one. All right. Next, what I want to do is grab a little dragon head. And this is a digital by SmallArtScrapbook. And I want to add him. And then I want to add some white flake texture paste on top. And maybe around the edges a little bit, I think. So let's go ahead and glue him on, which is going to be a little tricky just because of all of the texture we've got going on. All right, I've pulled out my Liquitex white flakes, which is a clear gloss gel with white flakes in it. And I've also pulled out Liddy's Stampin' Gang Magicals in Tibetan Poppy Teal because I want to tint the clear paste. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of the paste onto my plate here. I am going to add a little bit of this. Give it a good mix. And it should, in theory, just tint the paste, and once it's dry, we'll be able to see the flakes that are white. I think I want to get it a little bit lighter. I want to add a little bit more of the paste in. I am gonna essentially frame out the dragon by putting some all around the edge of the piece. Okay, I am going to need to let this dry. So let me set that off to the side. Kind of want to find something to just smear this on, but that can wait a sec. All right. Actually, let me go take care of that, do a little bit of cleanup, and I'll be back. Okay, so it's mostly dry, but not quite all dry, but I need to get this video finished up, so I'll be able to edit it and have it posted for tomorrow. So we're gonna go with it for now, with how it is. Let's fill in our sheet. So we did texture overload, and frame, because I framed out the dragon with the white flake texture paste. Let me give you a closer look. I don't know that the glitter in the paste I did for the background is showing up as well as I would like on camera, but it shows up good in person, and there's definitely bubbling in the paste from me drying it that looks kind of cool. And I will say, I don't know that tinting the white flakes is the best idea if you want the flakes to show up like as well as they did in the sample one that I did in a previous video where I sampled all of my texture paste. But I'm definitely going to be playing with it some more because I really like it. But I am happy with how he came out. It's all about the texture overload on this one. So that's all for today. If you enjoyed this video, please do all the things that lets YouTube know you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave me a comment down below. Thanks for joining me, and happy crafting!